Lesson 2.1, Congruence assignment. In this assignment, we have to determine if these three triangles are congruent or not. And so one of the things that you have to rely upon is your knowledge of transformations. So you're given these triangles in an applet so that you can use this GeoGebra applet to determine whether or not these triangles are congruent. So we have to use transformations. So the instructions the questions are asking you which triangle is congruent to triangle PQR. And that's this bottom triangle down here. So the first thing I'm going to do is take this first triangle, AEC, and start transforming it to see if I can get it to map down here on triangle PRQ. So the first thing I'm going to do is to translate it by a vector. And I notice that angles A and P are the same measure by the notation that's given. So I'm going to translate by vector AP. So I select the triangle, point A to point P. And that moves my triangle down here. Now the other thing that I've noticed is that it looks like side AC and side PQ appear to be the longest sides of the triangle according to their measurements, 5.9 and 5.9. So those sides must be congruent. So therefore I need to rotate this triangle about point A down so that line A prime C prime maps onto PQ. So I need to choose the rotation. So I'm going to rotate this triangle about this point, and we'll be going clockwise. So I'm going to choose clockwise, and I need to guess the angle measure here because we're really not sure what it's going to be. This angle measure here is 46.6 degrees, and it looks like it's about half. That line looks to be about half. So let's just try 22.5 and see what happens. Not quite there, almost. So undo it, and we'll try it again at 23. Oh, I went the wrong way. I forgot to select clockwise. So 23. Almost. Looks like I need to add a half a degree. Make sure I get clockwise this time. So 23.5. Let's try 23.3. Half that in. Still not quite. It must be 0.5. And as you can tell, this is being just a little tedious. But this is part of it. Bingo, there we go. It is mapped exactly on there. So now that I have it mapped on there, now I need to do a reflection. I need to reflect it about line P, B. So I need to select the reflection tool. So I'm going to reflect this about this. And once I do that, I can tell that this triangle is not congruent with triangle PQR. So I know that one's not congruent. So I am going to undo these because I'll know that that triangle is not congruent. And in fact, I'm even going to take my pen and just cross it off. It's not congruent. So now I need to try the other one. So this triangle, same thing. I notice that angles M and P are the same measure. So I'm going to do a translation of this triangle by the vector MP. And then I'm going to do a rotation. So I need to rotate so that I get my long side, which is the side NM, to map onto PQ. So when I look at this angle looks like roughly, I'm going to guess it at 120 degrees. So let's just start there and see if that's a good measurement. Here again, I'm going to go clockwise. Oh, looks like might have been off by maybe half a degree. That was really close. So I'll undo it and do it again. Call it maybe 119.5. There we go. Now I have it mapped on there so that it is exactly on there. And now I'm going to do a reflection. So I'm going to reflect this triangle about that line, and it maps on there perfectly. So now I know that this triangle is actually congruent. So this one here is congruent. So now, which triangle is congruent? I can answer that question. What was the sequence that takes PQR to the congruent triangle? You should be able to answer that now. Explain why there can't be a sequence of rigid transformations that takes the other triangle onto PQR. Well, I think we kind of went over that. We went through those rigid transformations and we showed what took place there, that there was some sides that didn't match up. If you have any questions, feel free to give a shout out to me in Teams, or as always, you can go down here and book a meeting with me. Have a nice day.